We are back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. We are going to continue our discussion on this case regarding Cash Gernon, the young child, the 4-year-old child that was murdered allegedly by Darriynn Brown. Uh, it is a murder case that has just become international as far as the incident and the information, the case itself. It is now an international case essentially at this point. And you know um there's more to even talk about. There's been so much coming out. And when I tell you guys, there are over 1 million entries on Google in regards to the name Cash Gernon, it just kind of tells you how critical this case is and how people are just still so stung by what happened uh, to Cash. Let me acknowledge the chat here, and I'm going to kind of be doing things a little bit differently in announcing, people in the chat. I'll do it at the beginning, but once I get into talking, I probably won't say, won't do too much shouting out, and I will try to catch you guys at the end. But there's a lot of people, trolling around under different names and things like that, and they just love it when their names are called. But anyway, hey, what's up, Shadow? What's up, Heaven Sent? Hey, Miss Kia, how are you? Good to see you again. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Unknown, how are you? Interesting. Interesting, right? So who's this? This is what I'm talking about. Hey, Natalie. Hey, Throwing Shade. How are you? Who is this? Hold on a sec. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Hold on a second. Mm. Hold on, guys. We'll get started here in just a second as we let people come into the room. Okay. Okay. All right. Just making sure. Because there's a lot of trolling going on, and there's a lot of people coming in under different names. And yeah, when I tell y'all, I kid you not, I seen one account, starts with a Q, Quintina or whatever. It's ran by that dead flower lady over there. She was leaving comments up under my videos, and yeah, before you changed it, but you didn't just change it. So we'll get to it in a minute. Honestly, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. I already know that you know my haters love to stalk me, but I just found that interesting because I've noticed, and you guys need to be aware that people are they're creating troll accounts as content creators, and pretending that they're content creators, or they're pretending that they're content creators moderators. It's all kind of weird stuff going on. That's why I'm just kind of like just sticking to my crimes and justice. I haven't done a beef sector video in forever and a day, and I really don't have any plans on doing any in the future, to be completely honest, because, you know, to hear somebody lie, to, to hear somebody just lie on you, like they put, jobs on you. They say, your husband is this and that, and they're robbing Airbnbs. Like, I'm just like, man, these people just do and say anything. Like, and it's just crazy. We need yeah, Natalie, you're right. You're right. We need another chop and screw. We need another screwed and chop. I know, right? And it's going to come a time where those screwed and chops, they're going to be behind some gates too. You know what I mean? The haters, they want to hear what Lee Q has to say so bad. It's been very interesting the last couple of days, to say the least. But anyway, let's talk about what we're all here for. Now, the first thing that I want to say is shout out to Molly Golightly. Molly Golightly did a video. She's been doing videos on this case, right? And the other day, we highlighted Molly Golightly because she had a live going on in which a woman was actually in live in front of Cash Gernon's home, in front of the home that Monica Sherrod has or whatnot in Dallas. And people were going over there in her chat saying this and that, and oh, there's this lady streaming you over there and all this kind of stuff and blah blah blah. But I got to hear her subsequent video, and basically she's kind of like on the same like wavelength I'm on. It's like, this isn't even about personal type stuff. Like, this is about the death of a 4-year-old child, the murder of a 4-year-old child, and none of us should be getting in our fifis, trying to, uh, play war games and streaming war games, because that's not what this is about. If we really truly care about what we're doing as crimes and justice bloggers, and I've told y'all this 1,000 times, um, my crimes and justice content that I do almost daily, I don't mind people sharing that, as long as they show my logo or give me credit where they got the info from. I don't care. And that's how I treat others as well. If I'm sharing your content or I'm showing a video that you've done or whatever, I always will give you credit, and I even will drop the link to your video in my chat as well. So it's kind of sad when you see people um, you know um, try to like cause issues, and a lot of that comes from trolls. And we're not going to me and other crimes and justice bloggers, we're not going to sit up here and fight with each other about putting out information about the death of a child. It's just it's stupid. And I can appreciate you know um her stance, and it appears she appreciates mine as well. So shout out to Molly Golightly. She actually not only was live in front of Cash's home, but she was also she went or the lady that was on the live with her was in front of Darriynn Brown's home as well. And did you guys seen how nice the home was, right? That he lived with his mother. Now I, we need to talk about a few updates because this is really changing moment by moment. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that the family of Cash they are fighting. Um, and when I tell you emotions are so high right now, they are basically not allowing Cash's father to come to his child's funeral. What do you guys think about that? That is his son, right? Trevor Gernon is the father of Cash, who was killed, murdered actually. He was kidnapped out of his bed while sleeping. He was found stabbed to death about 8 blocks away in the middle of the street. And we know now that Trevor, he released a statement yesterday, and I'm actually going to play that again for those of you that may not have heard it. But and I'll let y'all take from it what you will, but that is still his son, right? And he wasn't there when this happened. He had nothing to do with the murder. Do you guys think it's right for him to be banned from his own child's funeral? And so ponder on that, because this is going to be an open panel. I'm going to drop the link today because I want to hear your thoughts on this case. Now, let's talk about some of these details. The funeral services for Cash are being, set up and everything. I'm pretty sure if it is a public funeral, there are going to be a lot of people there. And, you know, before turning himself in on outstanding drug charges, Cash's father, Trevor Gernon, who left his twin sons, with Monica Sherrod weeks before the killing, wants to say his final goodbye to his son. So he is acknowledging that he has warrants for his arrest, but he wants to attend his son's funeral. Now, his sister Ashley has made a statement in a phone interview with the Daily Beast. And this is, quote, "My brother just wants to say goodbye to his son and put him to rest. And this has just been really difficult to figure out." This is Trevor. And many of us, right, myself included, we were like, "Where's Trevor?" We didn't hear from Trevor until the 5th day after this murder happened. Okay. Melinda Seagroves is the mother of Cash and Carter, and she now has custody of Carter, her other son. And she says she is not permitting Trevor to attend the funeral services, as she has blamed him for the entire situation. Um, we never really had a great relationship with the biological mom side of the family, and this has not made it any better. This is from Trevor's sister. We talked to a funeral home, and they said both parents have to give consent for funeral proceedings before they can even take a child into their care. So we want to work with them to just put him to rest, but the family isn't cooperating with us at all. They're just sending nasty messages. They blame my brother. They blame my mother for not taking them instead. Do you blame her? Do you blame Mindy? Do you blame Melinda Seagroves? Do you blame her? She had 2 sons by Trevor, and Trevor moved in with this lady, Monica Sherrod, moved into her home with his sons, and then left them there with her. Now, I don't care how many years he knew her. I don't care about all that. He left his twin sons in her care. And then weeks later, one of his sons was brutally murdered, and it's extremely possible that the second one could have came up murdered as well. However, Darriynn seemed to have gotten spooked. And that's the footage that we've all seen, the footage that's been seen across the whole world. Now, on May 15th, as we all know, an intruder police identified as 18-year-old Darriynn Brown was seen on a baby monitor camera going into Cash and his brother Carter's bedroom and taking Cash while he was still sleeping. 2 hours later, a neighbor found Cash's body in the middle of a street with brutal stab wounds. Brutal stab wounds. He's been charged with kidnapping and burglary, but he has not yet been charged with murder. And the reason why is police are waiting forensic testing. And I'm going to say it. I know not many other bloggers are saying it, but they want to know if Cash was sexually assaulted. Um, the why in this case is so perplexing. Um, Now, Trevor Gernon, the father, definitely still has a warrant out for his arrest. He has not been heard from. She said that he has not left Texas since the killing, but has no other knowledge of his whereabouts. So basically, the sister's not giving him up. Now the sister can talk to him somehow and speak on his behalf, but she claims she doesn't know where he's at. And the reason for that is because, um, he has warrants and he's trying to attend that funeral. And from my understanding, he originally left Dallas because he ran into legal troubles. Now let's just keep it. When I heard Trevor on that recording say that he left Dallas to go to Houston for job opportunities, I was like, what? I know Houston's a big city, and shout out to Houston. Hey, Texas Trail all day. But the economy and the job economy here in Dallas is not bad. I do consulting, on a daily with, different customers. I have my own, company where I do consulting. I started it a couple of years ago, actually, but only recently have I started really picking it up because I won my first contract. And, it's, it's just, there's a lot of work here. And so that excuse did not make sense to me. It's like me, saying, oh, I can't find any work here in Dallas, so let me go down and move to Houston and leave my children behind to try to get some consulting contracts down there. It doesn't make sense. Okay, it doesn't make sense. This whole situation doesn't make sense. The fact that Darriynn Brown is a young black man and Cash Gernon is a young white child, that in itself is extremely odd. It's like the first thing that comes to my mind, is there a mental situation going on? Is there a vengeful situation going on? Like, what the heck? But then we start finding out that weeks before this happened, police were contacted regarding Darriynn prowling. He was prowling around in the neighborhood and he was caught on camera doing it. He was opening up people's car doors, and he even was opening up the very gate of the home that Monica Sherrod lives in the day, in the middle of the day. Then his sister turns around and says she conceded that the best thing for her brother Trevor would be to go to jail to find the help that he needs for sobriety. So all of the, things we talked about in regards to the meth use that we've heard about, I mean, we could kind of see it. I would ask, the lady Monica straight up if she's ever used meth. I'm curious, and it's just a question. I'm not judging her, but I do wonder if drugs play a part in any of this. Now, the sister says they've just been trying to figure out how to handle this and to see if he can just have some sort of agreement in place to attend the funeral, or at least be able to see Cash before he goes and turns himself in. Now, Gernon, Trevor, has a lengthy criminal record, and of course, the criminal records are always talked about. And by the way, shout out to Willie D for his coverage on this. He's been doing awesome coverage on this case. Some of the lengthy criminal record includes crimes such as drug possession, car theft, check fraud, and even assaulting his father over a bill. His sister said that she believes her brother is a good person with a huge heart. Quote, I know him, and if he was an actual shitty person and I didn't think that he treated his boys well, I would not be on the phone with you right now. I wouldn't have posted that statement. I would have disassociated from him, but I know his heart and I know who he is. He's a good person. He just made some stupid choices. You think? Now listen, nobody's asking the lady to, step away. That's her brother. That is her blood brother forever. I mean, hell, if family isn't going to protect you, who will? Right? Who will? But you could have left that statement on up out of there because let's be honest, no sane, loving father would leave his twin sons with a woman in Dallas claiming that he's going to Houston to find work when there's plenty of work to be found in Dallas. Period. 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 Now, let's go see this interview here. Let's see. It was with the Daily Mail, I believe. I want to hear this phone interview. Hold on. I want you guys to hear it too. Give me a second. Now, the question that I, say to you guys is, do you believe that he deserves to see his son one last time? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Hold on. I don't want to be a member to read the story. You got to be kidding me, right? Oh, Lord, Daily Beast. This is something I want to, I want to highlight this. I want to highlight this. Perfect time to do it. This is wrong. Daily Beast, you're wrong for this. You know that this story is like being ingested by millions around the globe, and you purposely have put up a banner to try to make people pay to read this story, and it's fucking disgusting. And it's the same shit I've said before. How these news agencies will, do like, I should call it ho shit like that. It's ho shit. It's wrong. You should not use a story that's huge and massive like that as a means to try to get people to subscribe and pay for your website. It's just not cool. Now I want to see if there's any. Okay, so first off, before we get started, I want to play this for you. Now, I want you all to know the person, this lady here, okay? That is Trevor's sister. So, she says this, she says that, but this is her brother, and she released this statement on her YouTube page.
Hello, my name is Trevor Gernon. I'm the father of Cash Gernon and Carter Gernon. I understand that all of you have questions, and I would like to take a moment to address the public. First, let me say that I do not wish this nightmare on any parent. You have no idea how hard it has been for all of us, or how hard it is to hold it together while everyone picks your family apart, family turning on another. All attention and time should be reserved for Cash. I want to thank you all for being so compassionate and motivated for justice. It is comforting to know that so many of you feel this loss too. So I will start by clarifying my absence. I knew Monica for a good few years before moving to the Dallas area. She was a single parent like me, so naturally I would ask her advice on local things. At the end of February, beginning of March, Monica offered her home and help, which I was thankful for. Being a single dad with twin 4 year olds can be overwhelming from time to time. When I decided to move back to Houston after an unsuccessful job hunt, amongst other things, I felt it was in the boys' best interest to not disrupt their routine. They were comfortable, they were around other kids, and from what it appeared, Monica was a trustworthy person. This choice I made with best of intentions has resulted in the most horrific outcome. I have paid the most ultimate and painful of price for my poor judgment, and I have to live with this devastation every single day. I will never forgive myself. If I could, I'd go back and do everything different. This is a nightmare that doesn't go away once I open my eyes in the morning. Sorry. We just don't understand how this can happen to such a bright and cheerful kid. I'm sorry, I'm trying. I understand how Mindy and Connie could be upset and want to do and say things to me because he was in my care. If it had happened in her care, I'd unfortunately feel she held responsibly too. When you have to process and comprehend such violent tragedy, our grief blames others. It blames ourselves. And Mindy, I am so sorry that I failed to keep him safe. That is my job as a dad, and I was not able to do that. And I'm sorry. To make matters worse, I have to fear for my freedom, as it is the goal of some to see me go to jail rather than grieve the loss of my little boy. All I want to do is have that one thing every parent deserves, to say goodbye and be with my son one last time before I return him home. I wish I could give you all of the answers, but I don't have all of them. I'm barely getting through a day that doesn't take me to a dark place. I miss my son. I miss my kids. I hope you all can understand how fragile we all are and how quickly things can turn upside down. It makes you wish you spent more time. I'm sure that throughout this situation, there will be a lot of less than favorable things said and speculations towards everyone involved. I would hope that we can all cooperate and band together to make sure Cash gets the justice he deserves. He deserves to see us all united, the strong, loving family that we are. Thank you for all of your support and care, and thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to get my voice heard.
All right. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Here's the problem I have. Listen to this part.
I have to fear for my freedom, as it is the goal of some to see me go to jail rather than grieve the loss of my little boy. All I want to do is have that one thing every parent deserves, to say goodbye and be with my son one last time before my little fear for my freedom, as it is the goal. To make matters worse, I have to fear for my freedom, as it is the goal of some to see me go to jail rather than grieve the loss of my little boy.
Listen. Listen, man. I don't know why he felt the need to even put that in there, you know? I have to fear for my freedom. Well, you got all these charges outside of this situation with your son. Like you're not being charged with murder or anything like that. Um, you know, eh, it's like I don't even know why he put that in there. I probably wouldn't have did that if I was him, you know. Um, but I am really curious, and I really, really want to know how you guys really feel. I'm gonna listen. I haven't even began. There's some other things I want to talk to you guys about with this case, but I so want to know how you guys feel as far as should Trevor be allowed to go to the funeral of Cash, of his son of his son. And I will tell you how I feel about it here in just a second. Now, I want to talk about what was going on weeks, weeks before this happened. Police were notified, and my understanding is they did not follow up on this, or it was not followed up on. But Darriynn Brown had been reported to the police a month earlier. Neighbors are saying that police did not follow up on these reports. Okay. We've got video of him opening up people's, uh, gates, opening up car doors. You guys know I'm not traditionally a fan of Fox News, but in this case, there's no political anything. So in this case, I would trust this. Y'all watch this.
Here's a song about a brawny paper towel.
Sorry about the commercial there, but basically you're going to see how new video shows how, I mean, there was signs weeks before this happened. Weeks.
For the first time, we are seeing the chilling video of a sleeping toddler who is abducted from his bed by a teenage suspect who is accused of brutally murdering him moments later.
A chilling video indeed. The DailyMail.com obtained a surveillance tape showing the suspect, 18-year-old Darriynn Brown, breaking into the Dallas home
I'm trying to find.
Gernon,
if this isn't the right footage, I will grab it.
With his twin brother hours before his body was found nearby.
Fox Nation's Crime Stories host Nancy Grace is here to react. Nancy, this is just bothersome to all of us. What do you know?
Well, this is what we know. We know that this little boy, Cash, was there sleeping in the same room with his twin brother in the middle of the night. It was about 5 a.m., the early morning hours. This guy, 18-year-old Darriynn Brown, reportedly wearing an ankle monitor from a previous offense, comes into the room. He stands over Cash for about a minute, looking around, then pulls back the blanket, then grabs the boy and takes him out as he is sleeping. He is found a little over an hour later by a woman who's out jogging around 6:30 in the morning. She sees what she thinks, I almost hate to even say it, is a dog that has been hit by a car possibly, goes up. She finds the little boy, no shirt, no shoes, covered in blood from the torso up. And what strikes her are their ants crawling all over his little feet.
It's terrible. We have got a soundbite also from Daily Mail of this is a woman by the name of Monica Sherrod. She is the girlfriend to the biological father of Cash.
Man, shout out to Nancy
Grace. This is what she had to say about what happened that night.
I love me some Nancy Grace.
All you think about is your baby that's missing. And when they said, Mom has cameras, I rewinded the cameras, and there he was, the boy taking my son out of his bed. Why would they hurt him? He was 4. He was like this big, like he was so little. He wasn't even the size of a 4-year-old.
It's every parent's nightmare. And then Nancy, after the suspect did that, went back into the room.
He comes back. He comes back in. Then he looks over the other little twin boy, Carter, Cash and Carter. And then he appears, if you look at the baby monitor video very carefully, he appears to appear spooked, like he hears something, and then he leaves. He came back for the brother.
Nancy, what is the motive? Because What makes someone do something like this? Do the police know?
Now, you know what? You know what? That's where I'm lucky, because prosecutors are never required to show motive, to go into somebody like this head and figure out what's going on. But already the defendant's mother, who again reportedly was wearing an ankle monitor, reportedly for evading police, says he's being set up and he has mental issues. Now, does that rise to legal insanity? It will not. So no motive as of yet, but we do know an edged implement was used to kill this 4-year-old child.
Nancy, it's so bizarre though, because I was reading these articles and it says the biological mother couldn't find her children. I think she's been reunited with Carter. The dad was dating this girl who we saw the soundbite from, but he hasn't been seen in the house since March. So she was raising these twins by herself. And then the suspect, the body was found a mile away from the house. The suspect lived a mile away from where the body was found. So, or half a mile, I should say. So is there a connection here? Did he know the family?
I think there's a very strong possibility he knew somebody in the family or had been watching the family. And again, we also know that he came in through a garage door that was either open or broken, walked right in, and then got through the connecting door to the inside.
Well, the video is so troubling and so haunting and such a terrible end of the story. Nancy, thank you for joining us and telling us your.
You know, I have to say, you know, ever since Nancy Grace retired from HLN, it's always, I think she runs a show or a podcast of some type on the radio, whatever they call it in the new cars these days. What's it? Sirius Radio or something like that. But you know, there's nobody like Nancy Grace that can talk about a case in the level of detail that she does. And I would be lying if I didn't say her and Rachel Maddow are probably two of my most favorite journalists on this planet. Now, I am looking for a different video that I want to show you guys, in which you can see Darriynn, okay, prowling. Okay, he's prowling through the neighborhood. He's opening doors. He's opening gates. It's let's see what Nancy Grace has to say about Trevor and the whole funeral situation. I just seen this and I think we should watch this. Let's see what Nancy has to say. Father of Cash Gernon is the easy scapegoat, says Nancy Grace. Let's hear what she has to say. I've not heard this. In the interim, I'm looking for the video. I think it has to be on WFA or something. Hold on. I will find it while we're watching this. I want to hear what Nancy Grace has to say about this funeral situation in regards to Cash's father. You know, because right now, Cash's mother is like, no, he is not coming to this funeral. And she's making a point of it. She is angry, and rightfully so. He left her child with a woman who tried to play mommy, who has also been accused of putting up fraudulent GoFundMes, trying to capitalize and profit on this case. I don't, you know, it's crazy. But that has been an accusation Monica will need to speak on. Here we go.
Well, we have shown you the chilling video of a sleeping 4-year-old abducted from his bed by a teenage suspect accused of murdering the child moments later. The boy's father, Trevor Gernon, now explaining why he left his son Cash and his twin brother Carter at his girlfriend's home as he reportedly fled town to avoid a court hearing on felony drug charges.
When I decided to move back to Houston, I felt it was in the boys' best interest to not disrupt their routine. This choice I made with best of intentions has resulted in the most horrific outcome. I have paid the most ultimate and painful of price for my poor judgment, and I have to live with this devastation every single day.
Nancy Grace has covered this story on her Fox Nation show, Crime Stories, and she joins us now. Hey, Nancy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Breaks all of our hearts. You have twins. I mean, I can't even imagine what this mom is going through. She was looking for them, right? And he left them with his ex-girlfriend?
That's right. And this is what we know. A lot of finger pointing and blaming is going on right now because the father, Trevor Gernon, skipped town. There's no nice way to put it. He said he was going to look for a job. The reality is, I've got his rap sheet right here. He did not want to go into court-ordered rehab, according to some sources, or face a bond forfeiture and have to go to jail. But I looked at his rap sheet. He has several simple possessions of a controlled substance, not dealing, not selling. He was a user at some point. Long story short, do these names ring a bell? Danielle Westerfield, Elizabeth Smart, Isabella Solis, all their fathers were home and they were stolen. Some of them killed. I think people are pointing the finger at the father because he's an easy scapegoat. He's got a rap sheet. The reality is, we try to find reasons it can't happen to us. We live in a nice neighborhood with a nice home. The reality is, this perp, Darriynn Brown, had been staking out that home for weeks. Recently discovered video surveillance from a neighbor, Mr. Alvarez, shows the perp, Darriynn Brown, peeking in between an enclosed backyard.
Correct.
Where the
Yep.
boys were living.
Yep.
He was going to get this boy one way or the other, whether the dad went out of town or whether the dad went to the grocery store.
Treated him
He
like
was going to
prey.
get this boy. He came back for the twin.
Yep.
Praise God, he didn't get the twin.
Yep. Thank
Oh,
God.
my gosh. What do you know about the girlfriend? Because I know she claimed in one of the videos that she misses her son. So I read one article that people were accusing her of trying to say that she was the biological mother and she wanted money for
Yeah.
a GoFundMe page. Do you know anything about that?
I know a little bit about it. I do know that these people are really suffering. She referred to them as my son because she had taken them in and given them a home. She agreed to take care of them while the bio dad left to really get work and to avoid that court date. But mom is showing up a day late and $1 short. All right.
Where
it's
was
hard
the
for me to
mom?
believe she couldn't find her children. She says she was looking for them. We don't know the truth of it, but what I do know is that reportedly the perp that took the boy out of his crib at night allegedly went to high school with the girlfriend's 18-year-old son. So they were in the same class. Did they hang out? Don't know. We also don't know motive. But I can tell you this, barring insanity, this will be a capital murder trial.
Absolutely.
Real
Oh, yeah.
quickly,
It's
let's
death
touch
or
on
life on
Molly
this
Tibbetts.
one. No
What's happening?
question.
What's the latest in that case?
Well, the state rested. The state rested after putting up a forensic anthropologist to describe the knife nicks on Molly's bones. She was largely decomposed when she was found in that corn.
Okay. So, well, this is a different case. That's the case of Molly Tibbetts, whose accused killer is currently actually on trial. I've not, if I choose to do a video on that, then we will do that separately. But I want to continue this before I open up this panel because I really want you guys to jump on and give me your thoughts because I see different opinions going on in the chat, and I really think like we as a community really need to like we need to talk about it. Like, should he be allowed to go to his son's funeral? Like, after everything we know, and right now I'm presenting everything that we know. And that's what we're going to base, our discussion on when I open up, when I drop the link. And I typically don't do panels. Any of my subs and followers could tell you, typically I don't drop my link because I don't really need to. But in this case, I am eager to know how you guys as mothers and fathers feel and then I'll share my opinion with you as well. Now, I want to show you additional footage, and thank you, Taylor, on that regarding WFAA. Now, of course, the Daily Mail's been all on it, right? I suspect they may have paid Monica for her interview. I don't know for sure, but I just know that they will pay for an interview. Quote, "We called a month ago and now a child's dead," neighbors of Cash Gernon reported. They reported alleged killer Darriynn Brown to police several times for breaking into cars and menacing behavior, but they never followed up. Now, there was a comment in the chat regarding that. Now, a neighbor of slain 4-year-old boy Cash Gernon says he saw Darriynn Brown trying to break into cars a month before the boy was killed. Darriynn, who's 18, was also believed to have been spotted on April 19th breaking a home surveillance camera. Other neighbors say they reported Brown to police several times, but there was no follow-up on the complaints. On May 15th, Cash was snatched from his bed, allegedly by Darriynn Brown. I noticed that the Daily Mail is not using the term allegedly at all. They are saying by Brown, but until he is convicted in a trial and found guilty, only then should any news agency do that. And I just put that out there. Daily Mail, I know you guys aren't exactly an MSNBC or CNN, but I mean, it is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. Brown had been watching the Gernon home for weeks and was spotted hovering around on surveillance cameras about 10 weeks before the killing. He's being charged with kidnapping and theft, and police are awaiting forensic results to decide on the murder charges. And the reason, we were talking before, the question I think many of us have, and I hate, guys, I really hate to be the one to say this, so please forgive me. Please forgive me. I know that, Cash's family is probably going to hear this video, and I know that Monica Sherrod and her family is going to, many people they know is going to hear this. And so I'm just being honest, and I'm sorry I have to say this, but I think the question is was Cash sexually assaulted? My understanding is he was found with his shorts on. Okay. So, a neighbor of Cash's, like I said, says he saw Darriynn trying to break into cars in his driveway a month before the 4-year-old was killed. And he says if law enforcement had acted on his tip, Cash might still be alive. But it's always woulda, coulda, shouldas, right? Footage from a home surveillance camera 5 minutes from where Cash lived in Dallas shows a man fitting 18-year-old Brown's description trying to open people's car doors on April the 19th. Remember, Cash was kidnapped and killed on May 15th. Other neighbors said they reported him several times. There was no follow-up. Let me show you this right here. So we've got some photos here. Let's take a look at these photos, guys. So this is footage of who they are alleging to be Darriynn Brown. By the way, notice the spelling of Darriyn's name. I've seen it spelled different ways, but just YouTube algorithm, right? Just notate the spelling of his name. I may even have it spelled wrong here. I don't know, but it shows here that trying to break into cars in his in someone's driveway. Now this was 1 month before Cash was murdered. You can see this is April 19th, 2021 at 1:16 a.m. Thank God for cameras. Guys, please go get yourself surveillance cameras if you have a home. Get yourself some outside surveillance cameras and even some inside surveillance cameras. And if you need any sort of assistance or knowledge or anything about surveillance cameras or how you would save the data, like maybe onto an external hard drive or something like that, feel free. Again, I am consulting these days, so definitely reach out. A neighbor, says he captured this footage here, and you can see that he is casing Cash's home weeks before his death. This is him opening the gate to the backyard of where Cash Gernon lived, the same house that he went in and took that boy out of that bed while he was sleeping. Okay. And again, like, I look at this and it doesn't even make sense. But the one thing that really stands out to me when it comes to Darriynn Brown's photo is look at his eyes. Look how glossy his eyes are. Like, I know they're going to they probably gave him a drug test, right? I don't, it's like empty. It's so empty. And come on, let's just keep it real. This doesn't look right. This older black, this 18-year-old black man killing a 4-year-old white boy. It's not. That is the most. I've got to be honest. This is probably teeters on the top 10 weirdest circumstances of a murder case, just based on the victim and the perpetrator. Because, I would think a lot of people would say this, and I'm not saying I'm saying this, but I know a lot of people would say this, that young black men don't do stuff like this. Are things changing? Are times changing? Are the idea of serial killers or predators or whatever, like the idea that we've gotten from people over the years with the FBI, where they do the analysis of people and try to, like, oh, there'll be a older white man between 25 and 30 and they probably like this, and they make like a profiling. Is that all for naught? Look at this footage. This is April 19th, 1:15 a.m. Hold on. This is a video, actually. Hold on. Let's see if we can play this video. Gotta love the damn commercials, right? Sorry, guys. We got 7 more seconds. Sorry, guys. Y'all know how it goes, right? All right.
It is pouring in this Dallas neighborhood.
Let's see if I can make this bigger.
Nobody's out playing with the kids like they usually do.
And the hearts of those who know why this memorial,
You don't hear anything anymore.
sits here.
Now it's silence.
Chelsea Washington sees these flowers almost every day. It's where 4-year-old Cash Gernon was found dead after being snatched from his crib just over a week ago. 18-year-old Darriynn Brown is now charged with kidnapping and theft in connection to the event. Sources say murder could be next, depending on DNA results.
Experience something like this, we don't know how to react. It's just like, okay, what can you do? We didn't expect somebody to just take a kid.
Because we're hurt. We're hurting.
The grieving community gathered Monday night with city leaders like T.C. Broadnax, Dallas' city manager.
As a police officer, I was angry. As a father, I was angry. Okay? And so the trauma you feel, I can guarantee you my men and women felt as
well as Chief Eddie Garcia. But some were fired up.
So what do we do to work with you in this case so it doesn't happen again?
This neighbor says he reported a man matching the description of Brown over a month ago, seen here checking if cars in the driveway are locked. He says nothing was ever done.
It's really traumatizing.
But it was this voice that no one could turn away from.
See that?
This is Antoine Alford, She's the one who found Cash's body near the street where this memorial now is and called 911.
I don't feel safe.
Her pain is the pain of an entire community.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
Now watching closely over one another. In Dallas, I'm Matt Howerton.
Guys, when I tell you that this crime makes like literally no sense at all, like this crime makes no freaking sense. I'm telling you, it makes no sense at all. There's no logical explanation to this at all whatsoever. It's I'm going to go ahead and drop the link and see if any of y'all want to come up and give your your opinion. Oops, I didn't mean to stop that. Hold on. I'm really curious. The real main question, like I said, okay, that I am absolutely curious about is, do you think that Trevor Gernon should be allowed to go to his son's funeral? Here's the link, guys. If you guys click it, there you go. Let's see here. Hold on. Because I want to go look at his sister's profile, from the statement that she dropped. What was her name? It was hold on. Trevor Gernon. His absent dad Trevor and who took his life. Boy, I tell you what, some of the crime channels that I see now is just kind of like really, really interesting to say the least. Hey, what's up, Third Eye? Give me just 1 second, if you don't mind. Give me a second, and I will bring you on in. I want to bring up a video and let it loop while we're talking. Hold on just a sec. All right, give me just a sec, Third Eye. I want to loop this video showing this kidnapping here as it was taking place before we talk. Hold on. Okay, because I want, and then there was a full. There it is, right here. This is it. Give me just a sec. Almost done. All right, let me mute it so we can talk here. All right, there we go. Okay. What are your thoughts, Third Eye, on this situation? Like, mainly, do you think that Trevor, the father, should be allowed to go to his son's funeral?
Can you hear me first of all?
Yes, sir. I sure can.
Okay, let me see. I kind of have mixed emotions about it. I think he should, and part of me thinks he shouldn't, but part of me thinks he should because that is his son. He probably won't get another son besides Carter.
Right.
You know, to carry on his legacy. Just say if he go to jail for the charges that he got, probably won't be, you know, a long sentence, but it's gonna be a sentence. Even if he do go to jail for the drug charges, I think he should see his son, you know, at least even if he can't get to the casket, at least get go to the funeral, like sit way in the back where nobody can see you. You know, pay your respects after they leave, and then just turn yourself in.
I mean, because that's basically what it's going to be, right? He's going to have to turn his turn his self in.
Yeah. Okay. Now pause this video.
Say that. Say that.
Looking for.
Sorry. Say that again.
I was saying, okay, yeah, you paused it. I was looking. Didn't the mama of Darriynn said that he had an ankle bracelet on?
Darriynn was supposed to be wearing an ankle bracelet. Yes, that is correct.
There's
He
no
was
ankle
supposed
bracelet
to.
in this video.
Well, he has on pants though.
Even
So
if he was wearing pants, you would still be able to see like a bulge on his pants leg.
we might. It might be a good idea actually. Now that you bring it up, to maybe slow that video down, just to kind of
Now, okay,
see.
look
Now
at
I
this one
think
right
I
here
see
too.
one on his right. Look on his right. It's on his. I think I seen part of one on his right foot. I don't know, but
Go back.
yeah, let me go back here. Let me go back here. Look right there. You see that? It's kind of sticking out. But then again, the jeans are sticking out here too. So I'm not sure. But let's go back to this one here. Let me try. You know what? I'm going to slow it down just a touch here.
And zoom it in some too.
I don't think I can. I don't think it will let me. Let's see. Trying to see. Maybe. Is it on his right leg right there, third eye?
It was supposed to. It would be on his right leg.
Okay.
And it'd be like a square.
Right. Look
Like
how
I
he's
said,
looking.
I
It's
don't see
almost
a
like he's
square
looking
shape.
right at the camera and he doesn't even know it.
Yeah, and I don't see a square shape on his leg.
I don't either.
And see
Look
how
at
he
that.
was looking around the room?
Yeah, yeah. It's like to me, he was trying to reason with himself, third eye. Like he was trying to like reason with if he should do it, and you know what I mean? It's almost like he battled with himself almost.
I think somebody was else. I think he was talking to someone. That's why he kept looking around.
It's like, I mean, it's obvious he was doing some weird stuff. I mean, opening people's cars, looking through gates, and up to 10 weeks before this happened. And I got to be honest with you. And when I was watching part of this video, it was almost as if I was witnessing a predator preying, on his prey. And the way that he came back the second time, it was almost like, he was preying, almost like an animal, like a lion, how a lion, treats their prey. They sneak up on it and then they grab, they go, but then he comes back.
Now, okay, he right there. He had just lifted up something and then smelt his hand.
I noticed that. You know what? You are not the first person to say that. Other people have also said that they noticed he was sniffing his hand. Yes, other people have said that.
Is the
I
twin
don't
brother
know
in the
why.
bed with Cash or not?
Huh?
I said, is the twin brother in the bed with him?
Yes, both brothers are in that bed right now. Yes. Yep.
Now, okay, the one that was walking to the bed, which one was that?
That was Carter. He's still alive. So Carter, it was like God touched Carter. somehow because Carter, he was restless. And right before he came in the room, uh, he was up walking around. Matter of fact, let me see if they show that in the very beginning of the video. Let me show you this. It was very clear that, okay, so you can see Carter here, Cash is asleep. Carter was extremely restless that night, and he actually, for some reason, had climbed out of bed, but then he got back in bed and laid down, and the whole time through this video you can see him, he's just restless. And when allegedly Darriynn, I have to say allegedly, when he came back, he was easily awoken, and I believe that's part of the reason why he walked away, is because like, my God, the sun's up. You've already, there's already a dead body 8 blocks away laying in the middle of the street. You think it's going to be like, you're going to really be able to walk down the street with this kid in your arms? But you can tell, it's almost like I said, like God touched Carter. He was restless. It could have been Carter. But yeah, look how Carter jumps back in bed.
I'm thinking too, Carter saw who the person was.
Say that again.
I'm thinking Carter saw who it was.
So Carter lays back down. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link again. Look how he sneaks in. He sneaks in. If you guys want to jump on, there's the link, guys. Because
see, he looked at the camera before he.
It's weird, right? It's like, but I don't think he knew it was a camera. I don't think he knew.
He looked back at something. So he keeps looking back at something.
He's looking around. Yeah, exactly. He's got to know.
Or maybe somebody had let him in. Because I seriously think it's an inside.
Interesting.
Inside job. I think it's an inside job.
Well, I've heard that too. Well,
he kept looking back.
But listen, I've heard people say that this isn't even Darriynn Brown. I've heard some people say that this is Monica Sherrod's son, Kamron. And this is allegedly, of course. I'm not in any way implying that it's him. I'm just saying what people are saying in the news, on blogs. They're saying that this is Monica's son, Kamron, I believe his name is Kamron Mori.
Yeah.
And it's not Darriynn. Now, I'm not saying I agree with that, but
well, one way to find out is the hair, and was Darriynn wearing any kind of glasses on his face? Because I think the person that's in the room was wearing some kind of glasses.
It does look that way. Hey, MTGV. Hey, it's like, why would anybody like walk around in a neighborhood staking out people's homes and cars, and like my number one question is this person that we're watching right now mentally stable? Because it doesn't appear to be that way to me. Now, does he know the difference between right and wrong? Absolutely. And you can tell that because you can tell by the way his motions are. You can tell how when he comes back, he realizes, oh, he's up, he's awake, and he kind of, he turns around and he starts being deceitful, almost talking to him, like trying to play off what he was doing. But like this, he may be mentally unstable, but the real question is, does he know the difference between right and wrong at the end of the day?
Yeah, I'm still trying to look at his face while he
it's almost
when he pick
impossible.
Up the baby, I'll be able to see it a little more.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to see his face in the darkness now.
Go back.
You want me? Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. Oh, I'll slow this sucker down and we'll put it in. Hold on. I'll slow it down even more.
Yeah, slow it down. And when he pick up the baby, that's when I want you to pause when he start walking towards the camera. and it
Right.
shows his face.
Now, everyone who's watching right now, I want you to understand that this is what we call sleuthing. Many
Yes.
of us, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Boom, right there. Pause it.
It's a little blurry. Hold on. Hold on.
Right
Let me
there.
try that again. Let me try it again. It's a little blurry.
He look like he got
Right
glasses
there.
on his face.
He does. He does look like he has glasses on his face. But Kamron didn't appear to wear glasses. And I'll be honest, I don't think Kamron has anything to do with this, but I'm always willing to listen to someone's point of view and why they feel, that it's Kamron and not Darriynn. But I
And
mean,
then,
like, this
and
is crazy.
if it was Darriynn too, Darriynn had short dread twists like I do. I got short dread twists. They will hang down in front of your face. Even if you have something, even if you have something on top of the dreads still gonna hang down.
Right.
They're not hanging down to his face.
Y'all go, somebody go ahead and click the link. You do not have to show your face or anything like that. Feel free to click the link. You can be anonymous. I believe actually, if you guys feel even more comfortable, I was looking at some of the settings on StreamYard, and apparently there are some new settings where I can actually uncheck audio avatars. So when someone comes up and their camera's off, I can actually uncheck this option to where you will be completely hidden. So we won't even see your avatar. So let's try it real quick. Now look at that. Now me and you are both still here, right, Ghost? Or right,
Yep.
or right? So, but you don't see our avatars, right?
No.
So if that makes you all more comfortable to come up to say whatever it is that you would like to say, because I really, really want y'all's opinion on, do you think Cash Gernon's father, Trevor, should be allowed to go to his son's funeral? His ex-wife's family and his ex-wife says no, or his ex-girlfriend or whatever. And I mean, he did abandon his twin sons with this woman, period. So if you'd like to just come up and say something anonymously, you will not even be seen on the screen. As you could see, look, because I unchecked that option, because the camera's off, you can't see me or Shadow. So that's actually kind of a cool feature because it allows people to feel a little bit more comfortable. They don't always have to, we don't always have to know what their avatars are. So I just think that's a really cool feature. Okay. All right, hold on. We got somebody.
While we got this pause, I'm looking at the
hold on
camera while we got this pause. I'm trying to
hold
see
on,
if
Third
I
Eye.
can spot anything
Third
else.
Eye, hold that thought. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. This is Miss B of Make This Go Viral TV.
It's nice to have you. Go ahead, promote yourself all day. You said this is Make This Go Viral TV?
Yes, Miss B.
Okay.
So I heard your question and you said should the dad be allowed to go to the funeral?
Right.
I think he should.
Yeah.
Because he didn't kill his kid,
Right.
He made, I mean, it started with him, really, because I've been questioning him. It started with him, but he didn't murder his child, and I think it would be torture not to allow him to go to the funeral.
I agree. I have to be honest. Do you have like an acronym that you go by, or do you say Make This Go Viral TV every time?
No, it's MTGV TV, but I'm Miss V.
Okay, Miss V, gotcha. I agree with you actually. And I hadn't stated my opinion until now, but I absolutely agree with you. I think not allowing him to go to just think about it. There's like Casey Anthony went to her daughter's funeral, and she really, she was acquitted. But all I'm saying is like, that's some stuff you can never take back. He did not kill the little boy. Yes, he made poor choices, but how many other parents have made poor choices and their children are no longer here.
Right. So I mean, if he played any part in a child's demise, then no, he shouldn't. But
Right.
the evidence we have now, that wouldn't be right to do that. You
Yeah.
that can't be redone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You cannot redo that. You're right. You're absolutely right. Have you been covering the case on your channel?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I have. And one of the things that I questioned because he spoke out, and I have that on my channel, and I was wondering, like, why did he think it was a good idea to leave his children with this lady? But the way
Right.
that they explain it, I wonder what was their arrangement, because I haven't heard yet that it was arranged for him to leave them there. It was like, oh, he left them and we lost contact, or did I miss something?
No, it's like apparently, well, the way that Monica puts it, he left because he had some legal issues come up. What I understand is a judge ordered him to go to rehab. And instead of going to rehab, he left and went to Houston, where he is actually originally from. And that's where the boy's mother, Melinda Seagroves, and Carter and Cash's mother lives. They're originally from Houston. So he like left his boys with this lady because he was ordered to go to rehab, didn't want to go, goes down to Houston, and then here we are a few months later, and now he's got a son that's been murdered in the most crazy random way.
Well,
You know,
the first thing I heard was that he was recently released from prison. So
yes,
why would the mother give her twins to a man that was just released from prison? 2 4-year-old twins, that's a lot on a
yes,
mother. So to give that to an
yes,
unstable man who was on meth, because I didn't realize drugs was involved until today. I wasn't sure, but I
right,
seen an arrest record of Monica, I think is her name,
right.
and that she had meth, and then I heard that he had meth, and I also heard that his wife, or no, not the wife, but the mom, was also in rehab, and that's why he had the boys.
Mm,
Now, I don't know how true that was, but
right.
who drops their kids off to a woman? You seen her house. So
Oh my
I don't
God.
know. I don't know why he would think, even though he said, well, I thought, she would be a good person because I didn't want to change the boys and they
And
were comfortable
disrupt
there
their,
and she
yeah, like
seemed like a
disrupt
good
their,
person. But her
yeah,
house tells us otherwise. The
right.
outside of the house tells us otherwise. And then the fact that she's a known meth addict tells us even more. So I have to ask, what
And
was the
he
arrangement?
obviously has did some meth with her. I mean, it's obvious that from what I've heard that he is a drug addict and meth is one of his drugs of choice that I've heard. And I don't see what in the world none of you could also look at it too, like Miss V, like the mother was wrong for even letting her kids go with him. So she would shoulder some blame too. But then there's these rumors coming out where they're trying to say that she had been looking for him for a long time. And I'm still waiting for confirmation on that, because if she has, then I would have expect that she would have filed a police report or something.
Right, I was just about to say that. If that's true, then the fact that they're now saying that she was in rehab, that's very questionable.
Mhm.
And yeah, why wouldn't it be a report out for the boys?
Right.
Like, you don't just look for your boys and not call the cops.
You don't just lose twins. You don't just lose two kids.
But you also don't just hand them over to a father that just got out of prison. Like, how
Right.
stable was he? And then they never said, I want to know what was the arrangement. When he left the boys with Monica, what did he say?
Right.
Was money handed over? Did they discuss anything? Because they said that he lost contact. And she's had the
Right.
boys
He
since
completely
March.
abandoned them. Yeah.
Yeah. So
They
where
couldn't
you
get a hold
been,
of him.
dude?
Right. They said
It's
he left
one.
in March.
Yeah. So it's one thing to elude the cops, but to not reach out to your boys, and now he's he's reaching out and he's afraid that he'd go to prison and not be able to. I still, with everything that I said, I still feel like the man deserves to go to his children's funeral or his baby's
I
funeral.
agree. I
Yeah.
absolutely agree 100%. I do. I agree 100%. Regardless, there's choices the mom made that led I'm not saying she's the reason for this, but all choices made a destination, and this is the end of that destination. She had choices in these matters too, and if she can be there, he can be there. He should be able
Exactly.
to be there too. I mean,
Yeah.
all
I'm just
sorts
being
just like
fair about that, you know?
yeah. And
They
it's so
didn't say to do
hateful.
it.
Like, to, like, ban somebody from their own kid's funeral, that's a real hateful thing, and, you know
I wouldn't even wanna live with that on my heart, you know? Like,
Exactly.
that's crazy. That's
Yep.
evil.
It is, and it will, and you just know she's gonna regret it 10, 20 years from now. Of course she's angry right now. Of course she's mad. Of course she can blame him for what's happened and everything, but, like, don't make a decision out of anger that you will regret
So
because
can
you
I
made
ask
mistakes too.
can I ask where did the question come from? Because you're actually the first channel I seen asking. Did she say something or
Yeah, yeah, she, released a statement out to, I
really?
believe it was the Daily Mail, or no, it was, Cash's sister. She came out and she was, like, basically saying that the mother doesn't wanna let him, Trevor, come to the funeral of Cash, and that they're having issues, even just
Wait,
communicating.
wait a minute. How old is Cash's sister? Because the mom, I
No,
mean,
no,
the
no,
dad is
no.
only
Trevor's sister.
31.
Yeah,
It's
he's
Trevor's
pretty young.
sister.
Go
Huh?
ahead,
It's sister.
Sherrod.
It's Trevor's sister, not Kathy's sister. Trevor's sister.
Oh, the auntie. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, yeah. Yep, all of a sudden, and the reason why is because you know what it is. These services are starting to get set up now, right? They're reaching that point. It has been several days, and usually, the dead are buried, around 4 to 5 days after they die, and it's that time, and it's getting to that time, and a line is being drawn in the sand, and they are brutally fighting it out. Even if even if the mom didn't want him to come while she's there, she could at least, like, let him have 30 minutes or something, and do, at least be able to be there, and then she do it, like, or
Yeah,
split it up
split
or
the
something.
family hour up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
his family gets to be there, and then her family gets to be there.
Yeah,
That's
that's only
fair.
fair.
But yeah, I don't agree with
But then
not letting
again,
him.
let's look at her side. If she's been looking for her babies all this time, and
True.
then now the child turns up dead,
She's
and he's been
pissed.
ignoring her, then yeah,
Yeah.
she probably like, no, F you, because
Yeah.
I didn't get to spend these last months with my kid, and they would have never, you know what I'm saying?
And this
So
would have never happened and
yeah,
such, and oh, I can just imagine. I can literally just imagine how you may feel, Melinda Seagroves, because I know that these families and these people, they watch these videos. Their names are in the titles. I already know how it works. And and if you've got videos with their names in the titles, I promise you these family members are looking at your videos too. But I just implore on you to please not make this decision out of anger. Figure out a way, you know, reach out to someone that can help. Maybe Dr. Phil, like anybody that can help kind of like do something. But at the most, you guys could at least split it. You don't have to be in the room together at the same time, but he deserves to be there with his son at this funeral, some kind of way. He deserves that. He is his father, came from his loins, and he didn't kill him. It would be different, like you said, Miss V. If he had killed him, then that would be a different story, of course.
exactly. Yeah, totally.
So I'm hearing that the mom was an addict too. she was, and I have heard that, but I wasn't sure, and I'm still not. This is all alleged, but if she was looking for them, where's the Amber Alerts? Where are the missing flyers in the news report?
Right. And you know
Yeah,
that
I
reminds
agree.
me. That reminds me. I wanted to ask you, what did you think about Monica's interview?
Oh my, you want to know the first thing I thought?
Yes.
She looks like she's been smoking meth.
Oh
That's
my
what I
God,
thought.
that's what I thought too. And I've
Yep,
never even been around a meth addict, and I
me
haven't
neither.
even
But you
watched
can
an
just,
addict. But
but
I
you've never
know
seen
it's
Faces of Meth?
no, but it's oh wait a
Oh
minute,
my
where
God.
you have the craters on your yeah, where you're digging
They
into your skin type of
Well, they
thing.
call it Faces of Meth. It's like a campaign that a police officer in Oregon started where he has a website called Faces of Meth and he takes pictures of people that have been arrested and he shows them in a like progression, like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 1 year ago, and how the meth just
Okay,
completely
no, I don't know
makes
anything
them,
about that.
yeah. And so it's something, you could just Google Faces of Meth or whatever, but that's what I seen when I seen Monica. And I instantly knew, like, first my question is, how is she affording a 6-bedroom home in Dallas? And then I heard that it may be her parents' home, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But I can't imagine a 6-bedroom home being cheap, especially in that area she's at, because I'm in Dallas. So, you know, I also thought that Monica, the other thought came to my head was like, okay, you got 4 kids of your own. These twins are 4 years old in your home, and you ain't even up until like you say it's 10, but the police weren't called till 11. So we're talking a whole 4 hours since he came back the second time, and a whole like 6 7 hours since he kidnapped Cash out of his bed, and she doesn't know shit. She's still sleep in the bed because she has no uh you know uh uh whatever to
No,
life, a
because Cash
schedule.
didn't wake her up.
Right, right. And I thought that was like, what? Cash didn't wake you up. Like, don't you just wake up? You are a mother of 4 kids and you're taking care of two. You can't tell me, Mrs. V, that she wasn't getting no food stamps for them 2 boys.
Oh, she just confirmed it right there when she said usually we wake up at 7, but Cash didn't wake me up, so I didn't get up to like 10:30. Like
Yeah.
really? So
Yep.
how do you sleep 3 hours over if you used to getting up at a certain time if you're not
Exactly.
stoned out of your mind when you pass out?
Yep. I think she was getting, honestly, I bet you if they looked in the Texas Department of Human Services database, I guarantee you, well, I can't guarantee you, but I bet you I would be willing to bet $20 that Monica Sherrod was getting some sort of state benefits for having those twin boys in her care. And for all we know, the father could have applied for them, but she was getting them. She didn't just take these two twin boys in just for the hell of it. She had to have
Well,
been getting something out of
that's
it.
why I keep asking what was the arrangement because it could have been that he sold them to him and at a certain point they would get rid of them. You just never know. Like
Yeah,
what was the arrangement? Because yeah,
yeah,
she's a meth addict and they want money by all
yeah.
means, any means necessary. So
Any
it
mean.
had to be an arrangement.
Are you kidding? People like that, like sell their food stamps like it ain't shit. I would love to run up on somebody where I could buy their food stamps every month. Like, you got five hundred
I
dollars worth of
promise
food
you.
stamps, I give you 250. We're all as well, but imagine if you have 4 kids and then you add two on, that's 6 kids. You would literally get at least like 12, 13, 1400 in Texas on food stamps alone for that many kids. And herself too.
I don't think it was nothing legal about it.
No, not at all. Not at all. She wouldn't have gotten much under no welfare, and I don't know if she would have did welfare, but food stamps they do give. They're very plentiful with the food stamps in Texas, for sure. That I know. So maybe, I mean, it's just that to me, like, nothing is ever for free. Nothing ever, there's nothing that you could ever do that doesn't have a cost associated to it. That's just life, and that's just how it
Yep.
is in this world.
Again, that's why I want to know what was the arrangement because
Yeah.
she did not take twins for free.
Nah, there's no way. There's no way she did that for just, like the dude supposedly broke up with her and left, like why would she keep his kids?
Right. And why did they break up?
Yeah. What's up, Aisha? How are you?
Actually, what I heard, they wasn't really together. They wasn't dating.
Yeah, I heard they said they were dating, but
I have several questions. I have one question is, why didn't the baby mama make any kind of sense?
say that one more time. It was hard to hear you, babe.
Why didn't the baby mama? I know it's that camera. But why didn't he make any kind of sound? It's supposed to make any kind of sound with something wrong with the baby or somebody in the room.
And I mean, she didn't hear a thing either. Like she was completely oblivious to everything. Like, and then this guy was so bold that he comes back to her home and the sun is already up. Like it's 7:30 in the morning. Like people are have ate breakfast by this time, and he literally had the audacity to come back into this house to try to kidnap the second boy, almost like they were prey, sitting ducks. It's so abhorrent. It's so abhorrent. And then I heard Monica Sherrod, it has been accused that she opened up GoFundMe's trying to capitalize on this story. And the mother has said this, and I believe other family members have said this too. And I said yesterday that Monica Sherrod needs to fall all the way back when it comes to that, because she does not. It's great that you gave these kids, this junky, looks like a dump room, no curtains, like I don't know, pillowcases tacked. I don't know what's going on, but this room was a dump. And but at the end of the day, she does not deserve no $10,000, $20,000 GoFundMe's at all. If anything, that should go to Carter.
I want to know why was these kids calling, or why was she referring to herself as mommy?
I
And
know,
you only
right?
had them for a month and a half. Like what
Girl,
the
that was
hell?
so disrespectful. I thought that was so disrespectful.
That's why I
So
want to know. Like he said, he's known her a couple years, but how long have they dated? You could know somebody for a
right.
lifetime, but how long have you
Did you
dated
actually
this
date?
person? Yeah,
Yeah.
because it sounds like he just dropped his kids off and kept moving.
Yeah.
I have a question for both of y'all. There was supposed to be dogs, pit bulls, in the backyard.
Now, you just brought up a great point. You just brought up a great point, because that is exactly what Molly Golightly was talking about. And by the way, I just dropped the link in the chat if anybody wants to come up. If you do come up, I have disabled the audio avatar feature, so I don't have to worry about getting porn bombed up here, because you're not gonna, if your camera's not, you're not, just, you see we're talking but you don't see our avatars. That's the point of it, disabling it. But say that one more time. Sorry, I lost train of thought when I was saying that. Third eye.
To be pit bulls in the backyard.
Oh yeah. Molly Golightly. She was talking about that, and I didn't even know that there were dogs. So why didn't the dogs bark?
That's what
Dogs.
I wanted to know too. Allegedly,
Yeah.
If they don't know the person, they gonna bark. If they know the person, they gonna bark.
Like,
allegedly, it's like 3 or 4 dogs in the house, and then it's two
right.
that's next door.
That's what I've heard as well. And we seen this on camera. Molly Golightly had this on camera in one of her videos recently, where this lady actually drove out there and was in front of the home, and yes, dogs were there. So it's like, okay, why didn't the dogs bark? Or do they know him? And then the fact that he's a friend of one of Monica's kids, but then the information kept coming out real iffy too. Like at first they didn't even acknowledge that they knew him, but then all of a sudden he was a friend of her young son's, and then all of a sudden she told him not to come back around. So it's like, what? So you actually had an issue and you told him not to come back to your house. So what happened? What caused that?
Yeah, I heard about that. They were seen at a grocery store or something, and she told them off, or
Yeah, yeah. She supposedly told him off and told him not to ever come back to her house again. Like,
Darren was probably taking feelings from Monica, so she probably told him not to come back to the house.
hey, Robert's girl, much love, baby. How are you? It's good to see you. Drop down. What's up? What did y'all think, Miss V, what did you think too about like the footage of him opening up car doors and peeking through the gates like up to 10 weeks before this happened?
I mean, it proves that he's criminal, like he's a menace to society,
Like a
but
weird prowler or something.
I do see the discrepancy about the footage, about it being Cameron too. I have to take that into consideration. And my background is so loud. Can you hear me?
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. It's okay. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just, I
Hey,
really
Robert's
wanted
girl. I'm
I
sorry.
really oh no, you're good. I really wanted to, get y'all's opinions on this because I've talked about this case several times, and I know I'm going to create a playlist, and I know I'm going to be back up here talking about it again tomorrow probably too. It's like I feel like I'm covering the Malia Davis case in a way, and I suspect, like I said, I'll be creating a playlist, so definitely y'all, I really appreciate you coming up and like contributing, to the conversation, and make sure, you promote yourself and everything and let everybody know who you are. Miss V says she's got a channel. She's covering this case as well. So you're definitely going to want to check her out.
Thank you, Leak. Thank
Oh,
you.
absolutely.
Appreciate you having me up. And yeah, I am a crime reporter, and I have quite a few videos about this in a playlist.
Okay.
And so there was a footage that was a comparison between, because they're saying like the AM and PM video is two different people. So I
Right.
have a comparison of it. And if you look at where Cameron was at the memorial site and how he like backed up, and then in the footage in the room, you can see the foot movement. It does look like him. It's just,
Really?
yes. So check that out. It's,
I
I think it's like
will.
a short clip. But yeah, so I have to pay attention to what what a lot of people are saying. That, I mean, think about it though. They are like the same height, the same build. He has like
Yeah,
a
you're right.
headband type thing on his head right here where he could be holding his curls back. I don't know.
And
I
did
really don't.
any of them wear glasses that you know of?
I see glasses, and it could just be a part of a disguise. But then
Yeah.
right here in this footage, it don't look like the curtain is down. And when it's
Right, but in
daylight,
yep, you see that green curtain laying down on the ground. You're
yeah,
absolutely right. Yes.
it's like it's nothing covering it. Even that
Yes.
other one by the crib. And my other thing was, why the hell would you have two 4-year-olds in that tiny crib? They
I
making
know,
me tough.
right?
That
I
that that
know.
that right there says a lot, And then you got that big old king size bed in the garage that they could have been. I don't know if it was a mattress, but I seen the headboard. But that would have been better than that. An air mattress would have been better than that.
Well, I would
And
love to
oh,
have you back on one day or something, or if you do panels, I'd love to come. Do you do lives?
I'm getting better with it. And yes, every Sunday I have trending topics with my co-host, and we
Okay.
trending topics and crime. But I have been doing live feeds. But one thing that I do a lot of is uploads. I upload like
Gotcha.
6 to 10 times a day.
They want to know your exact channel name again. Go ahead and repeat it for them.
It is MTGVTV, which stands for Make This Go Viral TV. So if you just type in MTGVTV, it should pop up.
And you might want to type it in the chat too, just so they have it.
Okay. I know
Yeah.
I can't post the link.
No, you can't. But if you put it in the private chat, I'll post it for you.
Okay.
Yeah, and the private chat is back here. Hold on, let me send you. Hold on, send it here. Hey, Heaven Sent. Hold on, let me add Heaven. What's up, Heaven Sent?
What's going on, yo? He dead wrong for that, killing that baby, y'all.
Yeah.
You better look, I ain't catch him, yo, because I would really hurt him.
Yeah.
I would really break his neck.
Yeah.
And he won't have no neck to see nobody.
Yeah. This
That's
case
dead wrong,
is.
yo. Why would you kill a baby, kidnap the baby and kill him like that? Come on. What would you think in your head?
I don't know if they're thinking. I don't know if they're possessed by an evil spirit of some kind. Like I literally don't know sometimes what can cause anybody to do something like that. I never will, and I'm really glad that I'll never understand that. But yeah, we were just up here, talking about all the newest updates from today, and the biggest thing that's going on right now is the question is, should the father, Cash's father, be allowed to go to his murdered son's funeral? And guys, I just put MTGV's TV's y'all, there it is. There's her channel. Just type in MTGV TV. Shout out to her. It's really been nice to have her up. I could actually see myself like talking to her on panels like this a lot, and this is really cool.
You sound like a person anyway.
Yeah, and just like her jive, just like me and her kind of like, I'm not being weird or anything, but we just kind of like jive that way. It's
You
just
know
like that
what?
with some people,
I've been subscribed to you for a long time. I've been watching you a while, even
I appreciate that.
before I started doing videos, because I've only been doing this for 8 months. And
Okay.
yeah, so I was subscribed to you with the Malia Davis thing, and probably.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I think I remember you.
Do you?
Yeah, cause you was in the chat when she was talking about Malia Davis. Y'all, you was in the chat room.
Well, I don't know, because I might have been under another page back then, but I have really been subscribed to her for a long time.
Yeah.
And
I
I be
appreciate
cracking up
that.
because you be going in.
Well,
look, I will be in there and I'm like, I ain't saying nothing. I don't want to get
yeah,
in this, but she funny as hell.
girl, I am now done with all of the beef sector stuff. Like
I'm
I'm back.
happy to hear that, because you're very good at what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I
And
appreciate
you
that.
do have a welcoming spirit. Like I can vibe. I feel what you're saying. I feel the vibe with us.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I do too. I do too.
Yeah.
Like, I could see us doing some things. Just like you seem to have like an interest. We're gonna have to talk about it. And it's crazy because this is the first time I've ever talked to you, and it's just like as soon as you jumped up here, it's like it just started flowing. Shadow, I didn't even mean to ignore you or nothing, but sometimes people just jive with each other.
Day video.
I don't think the father should go to the funeral.
Okay. Yeah, I think many of us agree on that, honestly.
Nah,
I think many of us agree.
Nah, I don't. Nope. He should not. He should not. This is like, okay, if he show up, I think they should lock him
Maybe
up.
split it up. But he's
him,
definitely going to go to jail after the
Thank you,
funeral takes
Roberts
place.
girl.
He's definitely going to go to jail.
Let him go in there when nobody's in there. Let him go in there by himself with the guard or with the police, then walk out and then handcuff him, put him in a cop car and take him away. Let him go in there with nobody in there. Let him sit see his son in a taxi by himself. Then when he done with the cop, then he leave. The cop take him and walk him out.
Yeah.
And put him in the cop car.
Why he killed his son?
Mm-hmm.
So why would they let him go? I won't let him go.
All right. Well,
I
thank
Yeah,
you.
I like to see this
I
day
don't.
video right quick.
Thank you, Heaven Sent. Tell the wifey I said hello.
Hey,
I'm
Lee.
gonna start winding this one down. So Heaven Sent, I'll holler at you here soon, sir. So be looking for my call.
I did call you. You didn't answer your phone.
I haven't gotten any call.
Yes, I hit
Well,
your
I also had a doctor appointment
Instagram.
today too. Heaven Sent. I had a doctor
Hey,
appointment.
Leak, I want to
Yes.
tell you, follow me on IG, and I
Okay.
will, and we can message through DM and set up other things.
That works. That works. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
I am really looking to expand on the crimes and justice. I mean, I've already been out here doing crime and investigation type blogging for ever since I've been blogging, which is ever like an eternity. But it's like lately, I've literally, carved out. I have a whole like platform going now, and crimes
Yeah,
and
I heard
investigation, and I'm done with
a
like
long
me
time
being
ago you were
shit.
selling domains or something,
Yeah,
wasn't you?
I still do. Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
still
told her.
do.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. And I still own leaku.com, tokyotony.com, still for sale. China, Black China or Tokyo Tony if you want it. I own Chrissy DHK. Oh, girl, yes. Yeah, you definitely know me. You
Yeah,
definitely
I've
know
been
me.
here a minute, girl, but
Okay.
I wasn't doing videos at all. Just like I said, 8
Yeah.
months. Yeah.
Well, that's what's up. I look forward to meeting with you and talking with you and hopefully we can do like some like some panels because I like to do this too, not just for talking, but do it because I love it and
Yeah,
being able
I
to
definitely. You know
you
what?
know
I wanna start going live more. So that would be
yeah
perfect for me because I'm really off work during the week and I work mostly on the weekend. So
yeah
I would be cool with just that's what I'm saying. Just DM me and then you can just be like, let's go live at such and such
Well, just
time.
know
And
I come with controversy, MTGV. I promise you. I absolutely come with controversy. Probably tonight you'll get DMs from people that say, "Don't talk to that lady. She's crazy. She's this. She's that." So as long as you're able to get through that and just look at it as business, is that not personal? I
oh well,
promise we gonna be good. Cause
I'm
I
a
got some
total
haters.
I am drama free, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not
And
interested
I'm
in BS.
me
I'm a
Can you see my
either.
page?
businesswoman.
I
So I
posted.
came on here for business
Yeah,
and to
me
spread the news.
exactly. I'm trying
Yeah.
to do the business angle. I'm done with all the beef sector nonsense, and so that's why I announced there will be no more of those types of videos on my platform. I'm just not interested anymore. So
This is
I want to
my
keep it
thing. You
to
have to remember why you started. And long as you remember why
exactly.
you started, you will ignore the BS because I'm way
Yeah.
too grown for that shit. And if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
I really appreciate you tonight. I really do appreciate that word too. I really, really do. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
So
you.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump off. You about
All
to get
right.
down too?
Yep, I'm about to go ahead and end this live. So I'm going to start closing things up, but we will definitely be in touch.
Okay.
And I appreciate
Thank you.
that. All right. Talk to you
Thank you
later.
guys.
All
Bye.
right. Bye now. What happened to Heaven
Before
Sent?
before
Go
you
ahead, Third Eye.
close,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see that day video because I've been studying it while y'all talking on it. While y'all was talking, I've been studying the video.
Yeah. You said you've been studying the video?
I was looking at the person in the video. I want to see
Yeah.
the height.
What do you want? Do you want me to play it or?
I just want to see the day video. I just see the person in the day video. I want to see the height of that person.
You're talking about this one, right?
Hey, isn't there a day video too?
I think that, yeah, you mean this
Yeah, yeah,
part
yeah,
right
yeah,
here?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
looking for the
That
height.
was but that's the
The
curtain
person.
that, um, sh um, that was
Yeah,
the curtain
I
that
noticed that too.
MTTV was talking about, like that curtain, but it's all of a sudden it wasn't there at the night, you know. Look, Leaky is great. LOL. I remember the hotel. She gave that crazy woman a piece of her mind. Girl, that was that damn Airbnb video, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think over 1.5 million people have seen that video, and that is, I wasn't even expecting it to go that viral, man. That all that over towels. That bitch thought we stole like some 2 towels. I could have went to Walmart and got the fluffiest ones. Like that was some crazy situation, man. But
Okay,
anyway,
play the video for me right quick.
it's playing. Oh wait, there we go. Yeah, he comes in. You see how he comes in?
Okay, they're same height,
Yeah. Yep.
but he looks
Yep.
a little darker than the
Well,
one that was
he
on the
looks
night
a
video.
little He looks a little like he's changed clothes completely, but you also have to understand that Cash was like they said the blood was crazy. Like there was a lot of blood. So I don't know if that's why he changed his clothes.
And then too, what they failed to mention, I don't think that he was able to carry that baby all the way to the end of that block. I think
Why
he
not?
had somebody pick him up.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think
Cause
so. I think he did that
think
as a
about
one
it
man
this way.
show because it's hard enough to see two people do some shit like that, or
No,
to see one person do that, let alone two people conspire
but
to
but
do something.
the reason why I'm saying that because they would have picked up if he would have been passing by people's houses and people's houses had cameras on it, they would have seen him carrying the baby.
Well, maybe more footage will come out, but there's no question that, I mean, that's just a sickening thing for anyone to do, and eliciting someone's help in doing so. I mean, there's no evidence of that anyway. And, so I don't know. More details are going to come out on this one. And I'm telling you, they're going to come out fast, like a floodgate.
And see,
So,
on this one here, he was looking like, okay, wait a minute, there was 2 babies in here.
yeah, there's 2 babies in that bed. Yep. There are
That's
two.
how he was
two
thinking. Like at first, he probably didn't see the other baby.
uh, uh, I don't know. He looked like he was plainly coming back for the other one, but he got spooked. He got spooked. Period. He just got spooked.
Well, I'm glad I'm part of the crimes and investigation
Me
team.
too. Me too. Hey Lorraine, how you doing? Yeah, me too. Like, this is what we call sleuthing, and it's something that, I've done for many, many years. We've done sleuthing for many years around here, and we are crimes and investigations. We are sleuths and sleuthettes. And we are also on the Leak You and the leakyou.com channel. So that's, I own both domains, and those are my brands, and I'm very proud of them. And we are going to continue to investigate this case. And each and every one of you that came out tonight and came
Oh,
up on the
that
panel.
curtain was up in the last video. That curtain was up,
Yeah.
so it had to fail. Like maybe baby tried to got up,
Yeah, I agree, Roberts
after
girl.
he left.
All right. Well, I'm about to end this third eye. Thank you for contributing into this case. I mean, surely we'll be back to do another video on this. So definitely come and get up on the panel again. You never know what kind of new news may come out, right?
All right.
So, but it was good to have you. I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming up.
No problem.
All right. I know you're about to fall back into the shadows. That's Shadow for you, man. I love Shadow. And I mean, there was one situation that he called it a 100%. He called it from the very beginning. I'm not even going to talk about what the situation was, but he did that. But anyway, yeah, this has been a really good live. I really appreciate it. We're going to do more of these. We're going to have more of these. It's been really encouraging how the last couple of weeks, especially how my crimes and justice videos and vlogging have been doing. Because, I stream to 8 different platforms at once. So you're not just on YouTube. You may see different comments from time to time or whatever. But I really want to say thank you to each one of you that came up and, spoke on this. Again, to those of you, I'll throw out the technical knowledge that you can now, disable audio avatars. So you can have people come up and they don't have to take up part of the screen by just disabling the audio avatar. And, as long as their camera's not on, you will not see them. So it's great for doing panels like this where you just want to talk to people. But it was really good, and I really want to say thank you as well, to all of the guests that came up on the platform. Shout out to MTGB TV as well. I appreciate you. Definitely, I can see us doing some serious panel cases together, like real talk. But until next time, guys, please, don't let kids stay over. Don't let your kids sleep over at other people's houses. Protect your kids. And at the end of the day, should Trevor Gernon be allowed to go to his son's funeral, Cash Gernon, who was murdered? And you've gotten to hear a few opinions on that. And I leave it to you guys. So please leave your comments below and let us know what your thoughts are on this. Take care, guys.